If you're running a home embroidery business, then you know there's a lot of things that you need to be successful. In this video today, I'll be showing you the 9 tools that I use every day in my home embroidery business to be successful. And guys, the links to these products will be below in the description. The first thing is water soluble stabilizer, or what some people like to call top-in. So basically, let me show you guys what this is. So this is it. It's just like a clear type of top-in, and basically people use this on fabrics like blankets and towels, and they use this to keep the fabrics and the towels down and to keep the fabrics and the blanket down so that they're not showing through the top of the embroidery design. So when you're embroidering these, sometimes they can start to get nap up and come on top of your design. This basically just keeps it down and keeps everything nice and neat. So the next thing I'm going to show you guys is my thread spool holder. If you're having plenty of tension problems or thread breaks on your single needle machine, this is something that you may be interested in. When I started to use this thread spool holder, the tension problems and the thread breaks on my machine just started to go away. I don't know why. Maybe it's just like magic, or maybe the way that the thread is being held on the spool holder, it just helps out with the machine a lot. As soon as I started to use this, all the problems just started to go away. So next we're going to talk about needles. When I first started to embroider, I didn't know what size needle I should be using, so I just ran through a lot of sizes until I found something that worked. But the standard size needle for embroidery is a 7511 needle, and these are my Oregon needles. So guys, these will work about on pretty much any embroidery project that you're doing, except for fine projects. So if the designs that you're doing are a lot more fine, then you may need a different needle, but these work on just about anything. And once I was able to find these, the problems that I had with needle breaks just decreased. Don't get me wrong, I still do have needle breaks, but they're not so often. So the next thing I'm going to show you guys is this temporary adhesive bond, and it is the Spray and Bond brand. But sometimes I also use the 505 spray. Basically, these temporarily bond the fabric and the stabilizer together, and you'll typically use this in the floating method instead of the hooping. It just helps tack down the shirt or any fabric that you're using to the stabilizer, and is really beneficial so that your fabric is not moving away when you're embroidering. A quick tip for when you're using this adhesive spray though is don't spray it by your machine, because it is sticky and tacky and it'll gunk up certain parts of your machine if it does get on there. All right guys, so let's talk about the next thing, and it is tender touch. This is it. Some people call it silky touch. So usually what you'll do with this is when you're done embroidering, you'll place this inside your embroidered garments, and it just acts as a barrier between the shirt and your skin, or the pants and your skin. It has a soft front, and then the back of it is very adhesive, or has a grunt type of feeling to it. Therefore, that uncomfortable feeling from the threads after embroidering won't bother the skin. I know that a lot of people like to use this with toddler clothing or baby clothing because their skin can be sensitive, but I feel like you should just use it as a professional look and on all of your garments so that they don't irritate anybody's skin after you're done embroidering. All right guys, so the next thing up is bobbin. And I typically buy this in bulk only because I don't think about bobbin until I actually need it. And let me pull it out the case so that I can show you. So I buy it pre-wound only because I know that you can wind them on your machine, but I like to just buy them pre-wound because it saves me a lot of time, and plus it's just cheap. All right guys, so the next thing up is Heat and Bond Light. They have these in other ones. This is the light one, so if you're doing appliques, remember to get the purple pack Heat and Bond Light. The other ones you won't be able to sew and you'll mess up your machine. But basically what this does is adheres two fabrics together. So typically people that are dealing with applique will use this, and you just warm this up onto one fabric and put it down onto the other, and then you'll sew around it so that they'll stick. And it stops a lot of the puckering up that the fabrics will do when they're embroidering onto each other. Also, I'll make a video on using Heat and Bond Light. If you'll like, just let me know down in the comments and I'll make a video about that if that's something that you're interested in. All right guys, so moving forward with all things applique, curved scissors are a game changer. I'm gonna show you guys these ones that I have right here. So I use these ones from Walmart, or typically the Fisker scissors that I can get on Amazon. I don't know where my scissors are for some odd reason, but when you're using these, they have a curved end compared to traditional scissors with the straight end, so this lets you get a finer cut. And you'll really need this if you're doing applique, because you know that you have to get close to the stitches and inwards so that you can cut everything. But these are just really a game changer when it comes to anything embroidery, especially jump stitches. You want to be able to get as close to the bottom of the stitch as possible, so the curved scissors really helps out a lot. All right guys, so my last tool for you is Madeira thread. So this is the thread that I use, and it also comes in smaller ones, mini. So I just feel like I used a lot of thread. I didn't use thread from Michaels, Hobby Lobbies, Joann, Amazon. I used thread from all over, but these right here are just a game changer, I guess, because they're 100% poly neon and they're not like the regular cotton threads that you can find in the store. They just work way better on my embroidery machine, and it makes my designs pop a lot more since the shininess from the poly neon. So guys, I get these from All Stitch. You can find them on Amazon as well. It's cheaper if you buy the bigger bulk compared to the smaller ones. These will range you from about $5 to $6 on All Stitch. So I just say buy the bigger bulks, and if you buy the spool thread, you can use those on that instead of on your machine. But guys, these are just a game changer, and it definitely helped me out. Instead of using the Michael's thread or the Hobby Lobby thread, these were just working way better for my designs, and they made my designs look a lot better. All right guys, so that wraps up this video, and it tells you all the tools that I use to be successful in my home embroidery business. Also guys, subscribe to the channel, because basically I found out only 1% of you guys that actually watch my video are subscribing. So on this channel, we talk about just all things embroidery, crafting, and just HTV things and stuff like that. So if that's something that you're interested in, guys, hit that red subscribe button. Before you click off, hit the suggested video right here, because YouTube recommends that you'll watch it, and I'll just be waiting right here for you to click it. Go ahead, click the video, watch the video.
Did they watch the video?